Today I'm back with another What I Eat in a Day video for you, but this time it's a Whole30 edition. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the Whole30, it is much like an elimination diet that has you focus on whole, real foods for a total of 30 days. The idea behind this program is to reset your body and give it time to heal by taking away foods that may be causing inflammation in your body. Off plan are foods that can cause inflammation, such as dairy, grains, legumes, and even additives like carrageenan, MSG, and sulfites. So I have to admit that going into the Whole30, I am a little bit different than the novice elimination dieter. I have been gluten-free for a good part of 6 to 7 years now, and I'm very selective about my dairy. And although I eat Whole30 for the most part, I am South Asian and I love my rice. So to say that this was challenging is an understatement. But I do have a full review of the Whole30 coming up, so definitely stay tuned for that. So coming out of summer, I needed to get back to many of my morning rituals that I had let slip, like my green tea and collagen, and just some deep breathing, getting out in the sun. And since we were instilling good habits on the program, I wanted to bring all of those back in. So before breakfast today, I made myself a cup and stepped out in my backyard to sip, breathe, ponder, and reflect, and just be present. It's a good thing that eggs are allowed on the Whole30. When I don't have any leftovers, I'll usually whip up some form of scrambled eggs. Today I'm making khagina, which is a Pakistani spiced egg recipe. If you've been around for a while, you know I talk a lot about planning and prepping your meals. And where the Whole30 is concerned, planning is absolutely key. So setting aside a day to plan and even prep your meals can be the difference between a hangry you and a happy you. And perhaps whether you follow through with the program or give up altogether. I keep my khagina pretty basic with a dash of red chili powder, salt, and a good amount of turmeric. All these spices are anti-inflammatory and give flavor to the eggs as well. Khagina is really versatile, and sometimes I'll just add some potatoes to bulk it up and serve it as dinner. I made it with 2 eggs today, which is a perfect portion for me. I know this khagina looks a tad yellower than usual, but that's the turmeric, and the more, the better. All right, so that's what I had for breakfast today with half an avocado for a nourishing and satisfying meal. For lunch today, I whipped up some cauliflower fried rice. It's quick and easy, and even quicker if you have some frozen veggies on hand. Although making cauliflower rice from scratch is simple, I keep a bag of store-bought riced cauliflower and other vegetables in the freezer for days I just don't have the time or inclination to prep them. It also helps to have aromatics like ginger and garlic prepped ahead. Today my peas and carrots come from a bag of store-bought frozen veggies as well. If you haven't tried cauliflower rice yet, I think this is the best guise for the cauliflower, provided you season it well. Here I'm adding some salt and pepper and then following up with some coconut aminos. Coconut aminos are a great substitute for soy sauce, since soy sauce is off limits on the Whole30. It's made of soy and often contains gluten, which is also off plan. If you can't find coconut aminos where you live, you can try substituting with dried mushrooms for that umami flavor distinct to Chinese cuisine. Add some vinegar and our cauliflower rice is almost ready. Now I usually like to add a couple of eggs at this point, but since I've already had eggs this morning, I'm going to skip them here and instead add some beef and peppers I had prepped in bulk a couple of days before for the boys' lunch boxes. Let me know in comments if you'd like the recipe for this, and I'll be happy to share it in the future. This cauliflower fried rice turned out so good. Pop a can of sparkling water and I'm all set for lunch. Although snacking is discouraged on the Whole30, I usually have one snack during the day, and today it is a cup of tea and a homemade trail mix of nuts, seeds, and raisins. And I enjoyed the snack while catching up on some work, and this tied me over till it was time for dinner. For dinner, I'm making sumac chicken with roasted veggies. First, I'm going to prepare the marinade, which is a mix of Mediterranean flavors. Today I'm making this recipe with boneless, skinless chicken thighs, but I've tried it with other cuts and they all work really well. In fact, the original recipe shared by my aunt is made with whole chicken. While the chicken is baking, I'm going to chop up the veggies. I'm making a double batch here so that I have leftovers for a couple of other meals. Trust me, your future self will thank you, especially while you're on the Whole30. This chicken is perfect when paired with some roasted sweet potatoes, red bell pepper, and broccoli. Now, if you don't have access to sweet potato where you live, you can totally substitute it with white potato, since the Whole30 is more about eating real whole foods and less about watching your carb intake. While I like to bake all the veggies together, today my broccoli was from a batch that I had bought and froze since I had a lot of it. And because it had thawed while waiting to be filmed, it needed its own pan. So after cutting bite-sized portions, I arranged it and drizzled some salt and olive oil on top, and then tossed everything together to coat evenly. And once ready, I helped myself to a little bit of everything. Now, the great thing about the Whole30 is that there's no calorie restriction, so I ate till I was full. Well, there you have it, a whole day of Whole30 meals. I hope that my meals have inspired yours. All the recipes are on my blog, so definitely go check them out. I'll leave a link in the description down below. Let me know in the comments what your Whole30 meals look like and whether you've had success on the Whole30. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.